Alright guys, wanted to make a video here. It's been over a year since I did anything on this bike as far as YouTube, showing anybody. Last thing I think it was a an auto tuner video. The reason I decided to make a video today was because I've upgraded the suspension and I felt that it was worthy enough to take some time and share what I've experienced, what I've found out, how much it costs, everything I like, and really there's nothing I don't like. So anyhow, what I've done for this bike is I purchased the Legend Revo-A shocks, the 13-inch rears, and I can tell you that it's game-changing. It's absolutely, it rides 100% different, night and day, than the stock shocks. I'm not going to get into too much about the quality of these shocks, guys. You can do some research videos on Legend's website and they'll get into the nitty-gritty and show you how awesome their shit is, but I'm here to tell you that this bike rides completely different, and for $750, I feel that's a small price to pay for the amount of time that I spent on the bike and the comfort level that's been achieved. So this bike right now has got, it's a 2017 Road Glide Special. It's got like 10,500 miles. So I'm averaging in a year and a half like 55, almost 6,000, call it 5,000, whatever. 5,000 miles. I did a long trip this year from Seattle down into Southern California, and it was fine. The suspension was just fine. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. So I've done this upgrade, and I'm enjoying this rear suspension after call it 100 miles, 150 miles, that I felt that it was necessary to make a video and kind of do a little check-in with this bike. I've enjoyed this rear suspension so much that I've actually, yesterday, I bought the Axo front suspension for this bike, which will be getting installed in 2 days. All in, guys, $1,450. Anybody who rides should be able to install the rears yourself. The front end might be a little bit more than some people can handle as far as the complexity of the install. But the bottom line is I chose to purchase the Legend, mainly because, basically at the top of your list you got your Öhlins, Progressive, and Legend, and do all kinds of research. You got people pulling off Progressives and uninstalling your Öhlins, and most people, from what I see, this is just what I see, I'm not right, but what I've seen that people are sharing is that people are going to Legend suspension, and I can only vouch for the rear so far that I know why. I absolutely know why people are changing up the suspension setup for their bike. A lot of people on these channels and YouTube are basically like, hey, you spend $22,000 on a bike and you shouldn't have to spend another $1,400, $1,500 on suspension. Well, I mean, yeah, you should. If you want the best, you got to pay for it. And yeah, I bought the stock Road Glide Special, but I've done, as a 2017, I've done the 114 upgrade now. I've done the suspension upgrade that Harley still chooses to not send their bikes out with the optimal, in my opinion, the best suspension. So yeah, you got to keep, I did bars. Some people say, oh, stocks are perfect pullback, perfect reach. I've got a set of 14-inch Road 6 Customs. Those are perfect for me. Yes, I spent more money on that bike and chose to upgrade this. But basically, I just want to do a little check-in part 1 with the rears. I'm super satisfied, super happy, and if you are into putting a few miles on your bike, as I am, I don't consider myself a huge, you know, I'm on this bike all the time. I'm doing 5,000 miles a year, but that's also in Seattle, Washington, where we've got 5 months that we get to ride. So 1,000 miles a month on average. I think that's pretty decent. But anyhow, I just want to do a quick video. Again, Legend Revo A, 13-inch. Night and day, guys. Feel free to send me questions, comments. Handful of you guys are going to talk that shit. I love those stupid ass people who probably don't even own a bike of any sort. So I'm not even hating on the Indians and crotch rockets and all that, but I love the guys who talk shit and don't even have a bike. Anyhow, leave your comments, subscribe. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I would expect that I get another video out here in probably about week and a half, 2 weeks. By the time I get this front suspension installed, I want to put some miles on it before I have you guys hear what I have to say. All right, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe.